Welcome to Neutral Voices. I'm Dr. V, and this is In Depth. And tonight, we are going in depth about this House Bill 1038. Everybody's talking about, well, not everybody, but a lot of people. House Bill 1038 sweeping through our state. It actually went through the Senate and it was actually passed, what, 26 to 22? Did you
Something
guys
like
hear
that.
about
Yeah.
that?
It
Yeah.
was close.
So I was going to say,
Yeah.
close. Listen, stay with us, comment, chime in. Let us know your feelings because we know you have some concerns. So, we're going to be talking about the promises and pitfalls of this particular House bill.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to start with, well, can I share something?
Yes.
So, we have our little special assignments and things that we
Mm-hmm.
research. And I wanted to dig into something from a different perspective, and it was real quick. But I was looking at some of the truths surrounding this in our community that
Okay.
have some people concerned. And
Mm-hmm.
we weren't necessarily going to go this way, but I just want to go there real
All
quick,
right.
only because I asked somebody this question this evening and their concerns, and they mentioned. With this being the city of churches, it
Good
just
point.
don't feel right. And then for the casino that we're fighting for to be called the Rising Sun, just don't feel right. So anyway, I just wanted to take a little detour, go down that road to give you something else to kind of think about because I hadn't really thought about that.
Me
So
Right.
let's talk about this casino bill that kind of have some people concerned and some people are really excited. So we got some people straddling the fence.
Right.
So let's see what you guys think. So I want to start off with this perspective. I'm going to call it the upside. And so I want to start with E and some of the real opportunities maybe that's associated with this.
The major opportunities is really jobs. Period. Bottom line, jobs and tax revenue.
Okay, when you say that bottom line, that's your research, people say it, or do you feel like
That's the
too?
research, and that's what it boils down to.
Okay.
I mean, when you basically employ 3,400 people, if not more,
Mm-hmm.
and then on top of that's just the casino. That doesn't include like if they put the hotels,
Mm.
the other things around restaurants and things like that's revenue.
And
That's people
does that-
working.
I bet that includes like the construction and all of
Yeah.
that stuff. Like
So
building
you
it
got
before.
people working. You got people actually being able to say, "Hey, I have a job."
Yeah.
I mean, let's look at it from call it a spade a spade.
Yeah.
I mean, people want to. Well, you look at the people get addicted to gambling. You could get addicted to eating.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
you're
so
right.
true.
I mean, let's be realistic
No
about it.
argument there.
So, I mean, and then what you just said, this being a city of churches, I'm gonna leave that comment in the back room because it's gonna be more people that goes to church
That go to the
that's
casino.
gonna be at the casino.
And you better not say nothing if you see me. In
I mean, I'm looking. Hey, the only thing I can see is pastors getting mad because they tired and offerings are getting short.
Ooh.
Oh,
That's the only thing I can see. But other
I
than
had that
that,
listed under one of my dangers.
I'm just saying. Other than that, as far as realistically,
Yes.
it would better this community. I mean, it does have its downfalls, but just like anything else that
Okay.
goes on, it has downfalls.
absolutely.
But one of the main things is, like you said, people talking about jobs, and then thinking about that. I didn't think about the skills connected to them getting those jobs. That some people will have to go through training
Yeah.
that might consist of a little bit of math, and personal development from that perspective, and even how to communicate and talk to people,
Correct.
and how to stay calm when people get mad at you. So when I started thinking, I said, those are some of the things you don't really think about connected when you mention like the jobs that people will get. And so, what other things do you see as far as potential benefits? Because you mentioned.
You got hotels, restaurants, different entertainment for. Man, another key thing is if they build it like most of the resorts, they have a concert hall.
That
So
would
now
be
you get
do.
mainstream concerts here in Fort Wayne.
Didn't think
So
about that.
you have to look at the whole totality of the situation,
Mm-hmm.
not just we shouldn't have a casino. Well, if you don't like the casino, people don't go.
Right. I agree
Yeah,
with you. I
but
agree with you on
so
that one.
so that's taking an easy way out when you say that, because I agree with that, but then I think about the people that's saying it's not that I disagree with it or don't want to hear because of I'm gonna go to it or I'm gonna be tempted to go to it, but because it's on my block and it's causing some problems and some
I mean,
issues.
you have to
And
put it. Me personally,
yeah,
I think you should go downtown.
the casino.
Yes,
Okay.
and
Ooh,
I'm gonna tell you why.
okay.
Because now you have money going all over the place, not
Okay.
just in one direction. So if you
Okay.
put it, say you put it out north,
Hmm.
money's gonna stay out north.
Okay.
But you centralize it, money spreads.
And see, you say that, and I
In
think
theory. Yeah.
I understand, but
Yes.
I just think that once the people that control the money get the money, they can control the money and do
Well, I
what they
mean,
want to do. with
no,
it.
but you got to look at it from the standpoint of let's look at it from this point. Like I said, it brings hotels, food, restaurants, and different environments. So you put it in a central environment, it can't go nowhere but around.
Okay.
It got to spread somewhere. So it
Hopefully, it touch us.
yeah,
Is
it
what
spreads. If you put it in a central location, it spreads everywhere.
Okay.
Not just boom. Now you can put a nice hotel on this side of town.
Okay.
Now you can put some nice restaurants on this side of town because now you don't have to spend $200-300 for a hotel room when you can spend $79 in a decent hotel that's close in proximity
Okay.
of the casino,
Okay.
and that could go from west, east, north, and south.
Okay. And so with that, what things should people be cautious about then? Because you said that
The,
I'm
the
hearing the
biggest
good
thing to
stuff.
be
but
cautious about.
I'm doing a SWOT analysis right now. So we getting down into, for those of you, let me just make sure we're clear. We're talking about the casino bill 1038 that has actually passed the Senate so far. And so there's a probability, a strong probability, wouldn't you say, Claire? You love politics, a strong possibility or probability that we could have a casino in Indiana, Northeast
Yeah,
Indiana.
well, and I'm gonna get on that, but I'm a little confused about this bill.
Mm.
But he hit some very valid points, but I'm confused about this bill.
Just because you might get too deep right now, and I don't want E to forget.
Okay.
I want him to talk about some of these cautions because he was telling us some good stuff about
I
the
mean, the
jobs.
cautions
and
is
et
just
cetera. I
like
just wanted
anywhere
to see if
else.
he had some cautions.
I
first.
mean, you got to pay attention to your surroundings coming out of the casino because it
Now,
will
why
be
was
some
that?
jack boys
Right, right.
out there.
It's a what?
Some jack,
Jack
boys.
Yes.
Well, let's
But-
interpret Jack boys.
Some
Those are
robbers,
not
some
people
stick-up
out there.
kids.
Oh,
Stick-up kids,
see,
you know
it's
what I'm
like
saying?
Cracker Jack.
Yeah.
Then you got to,
Jack boys.
then you got to think of the addiction.
Okay.
So I mean, it's not going to reduce crime, but it's not going to add to crime.
Okay. I know.
I mean, that's how I look at it. It's not going to reduce crime, but it's not going to add to crime because anywhere you put it, it's going to be a high traffic area.
High traffic and the possibility of the Jack boys out there.
Yeah, I mean, anywhere. So I mean, like I said, that's another reason I say you put it downtown in a central location. You also have the police station, so you got a quicker response from the police
Okay.
if something were to happen.
Is that where the police station? Oh yeah. Is that what the police station is? Okay,
But I mean,
I'm
you got to look at the addiction of gambling. That's about it.
It's
to
a
me.
whole. It's a
I think
list.
that's about it.
It's
That's
a
addiction.
plethora of
Hey.
of
I mean, I go to the
dangers
casino.
associated
I
with
mean,
it.
if you don't know how to control yourself, if you don't know how to control yourself at a casino or in life or anything,
With anything.
it's just
Or at the buffet.
Right,
Yeah,
with
I got
anything.
so. I
Okay.
mean, it's just the same as anything else.
Okay, well, let's see what our families and socials community guy has to say about this. And I say that, Clarence, because you do work with family engagement
Yes,
in the
yes,
community in different aspects. And so, what's your perspective on how this casino could affect us here in Fort Wayne?
Well, he made some valid points. There are some goods, there are some bads, and there's some indifference to it. But first of all, as I was stating earlier, I'm confused about this bill. Why do you have to push a casino bill through the state house when there are already casinos in Indiana?
Those are under the old. Those are under old rules, though. The casinos that's already here.
I do understand that, but why introduce a new bill instead of amend the bill? That's why I'm confused, because there are operating casinos in the state of Indiana.
Exactly, but would it be because there's a possibility of trying to take over one or move one, and so are there certain rules connected to that particular location?
And that's
why
why I'm confused, because I haven't in depthly went into it, but I've been
if
reading
you
it.
chime in, share.
I've been reading it, and
and
and it's all about new casinos and open up casinos. But I'm like, there's casinos in the state of Indiana. There's one up in
Gary.
South
Gary.
Bend.
Well, there's one in South Bend. There's one in Gary. There's one down near Evansville, Ohio, that Kentucky area. I don't know on the water, but it's on the Ohio River down there.
Yeah, it's on
and
the
one
water.
of the biggest ones, Larry Bird owns in the state of Indiana. Nobody knows that.
Where is
It's in Frenchland, Indiana.
Oh, okay.
It's a casino. It's a golf course. It's all that. Look it up. It's one. So that's why I'm confused about this bill. French Lick. There's nothing in French Lick right now other than this casino and this
And the resort.
golf court that
Okay.
Larry Bird built. So that's what I was
The
confused
haunted
about.
resort. No, I'm just kidding.
But how would it socially impact us and things like that? Of course, E stated that there's an addiction. Yes, there's an addiction, but let's not look at casinos. You can bet anywhere now. You can bet on your phone.
Exactly.
I mean, there's sports betting. There's people and lottery. If you want to see people addicted to gambling,
Well,
look at the lottery. And I'm going to say I'm a recreational user. I don't play like these people, but you see these
You
people.
a recreational user.
Yeah, when I could spend $2 to $5,
user. Wait, player, user.
Same thing.
User. Same.
I
I'm just
think
saying.
they
You
Same
pretty
thing.
clear
But
what
what
you're
I'm saying
talking
is,
about.
if I can invest $2 to $5 to win almost $500 million to $1 billion, I'm getting in on that.
You talking about lottery tickets
Yes,
now?
I'm not. But you see people in the line daily spending $50, $100 a day.
That's right.
Playing tickets. So if let's do the math. If you do $100 a day, let's just round it off. 30 days in a month. That's $3,000.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So what you saying? You looking at the money aspect that's being taken away from the family, the
Yeah.
household,
Yes.
for this recreation.
And in the casino, it just gives other people another outlet, gives another means that possibly they could, be taxing their income, but not only casino, we waste a lot of money doing other things, but I'm just saying, for those that are struggling with gambling addictions and problems, I think that would say that. Now, he did say about building a concert hall. Another downside is casinos alone is not going to bring money into this city, this county, or anything like that. Casinos alone are not going to do it. You can look at places. Vegas do it because Vegas has been built on it. Atlantic City can do it because you're on the ocean. Let's look at Mississippi. Mississippi has a high concentration of casinos, but look, Mississippi is still one of the poorest states in the country.
I was just getting ready to say it. So if you start going into those other areas and outside of Fort Wayne or outside of Indiana, then we're going to get into some serious conversation because a lot of those areas, they suffer from high crime because of
high
the
crime,
casinos.
and high poverty in the jobs.
And just because you mentioned Atlantic City,
Yeah.
Atlantic City went down
Yes.
when they brought in the casinos.
Yes.
So maybe boomed for a minute,
Yes.
The hype.
Right.
And then when the hype dies down.
And then that's one of the things, the hype, like I was saying, the casinos alone, and because sooner or later, the fascination wears off.
Exactly.
The fascination wears off. And, you don't go as much. People don't go. So, because, and I'm not a casino goer, but I hear people say, well, I'll go to this one for a month or two, but then
they go to the other
one. Yeah, but in that time, the rates and the revenue, decline. So yeah, I Vegas does it because they have shows, they have people in residency, they have
another reason.
They have another reason
to draw
to
you.
go.
Because I'm going because Usher is there, or I'm going because Janet is performing. And
so
you have these reasons.
casinos alone is not going to be the end all be all to
Gotcha.
get your tax base, get your thing, get your revenue up. No, you're going to need something else. But with the jobs in the hotels, yes, there's going to be some shady businesses that come because they say sex trafficking and all of that happens around casinos and things such as that. So there are elements that can come in that can also be a detriment to the community. I'm not saying it will. I'm not saying that it's good or bad. I don't care for a
Well,
casino or not because that's not my thing. But if so
right. And I was going to say, because there are so many other negatives to it, because we want to make sure, listen, we're not taking sides here.
yeah,
So thank you for tuning in. This is Neutral Voices in Depth. We are having a conversation, a good conversation. Look, hopefully it's an honest, transparent conversation. I feel like we're sharing our opinion as well as some of the facts and things that we researched as we get into these topics. And so with that, Clarence, and you're talking about the family, the social aspect related to the community,
yes,
and some of the good and bad. We're talking about the consequences. So let's pretend this happened. So looking at the consequences, let's just go outside 3 years. What do you think our community would feel like and look like 3 years out of being approved?
that that has it could go two ways, because there's just so many variables. But positive, as E said, we could see a boom in the economy. We could see people working. We could see people, getting a little bit of further in life, because they're working every day. They have a self-esteem. They have a reason. We can give these young people that don't have jobs reason, but then there is the downside. Like he said, everywhere that there's something good, there's a predator.
Oh, for sure.
For every aspect of good, there is a predator.
And
So
what might those predators be?
they could be, they have scouts, and you got to be careful
Yeah.
because in Illinois, you got to be careful. They have scouts, which means they have a person at tables watching your winning. And while they're watching your winning, they're texting their people outside, dude, great coat, this, that, or the
Jack
other.
boys.
They walk behind you to your car. You're driving a black Lexus, license plate, this, that, or that. Boom. So
I could see that, but just on the flip side, so not to stand for the casino, but to be transparent. So one of the things that I've heard is that the casino is one of the safest places to be
Inside.
because I was gonna say, but I'm getting ready to say, but it actually goes outside of the casino because that lot, if you take a chance on committing a crime or doing certain things, even on that parking lot, certain casinos, you have to be careful. And I'm gonna just share this. I personally have been in the casino and somebody took my ticket, took my money. And they found that the person that had that ticket, they found them so quick.
right.
And I'm just telling you, I've seen people drop their purse, different things like that, and they be right on it. So I'm saying that to say that, yes, you're right.
Yes.
But not only are the security people watching you, so as Clarence said, there could be some other,
Yes.
let's call them the Jack Boys, like Nico. It could be some Jack Boys in there watching you, and then they're going to follow you outside of the casino and not do anything to you until you decide to stop at the gas station or that other place over there at the Firekeeper in Ohio where the police be waiting on you to visit and come back home. That's another episode. But anyway, it is safe from that perspective too.
But also, this is a perspective a lot of people don't look at, and I know a lot of people haven't thought about this, but there's another addiction that can come from the casino.
Okay.
Alcoholism.
Yes.
Because most casinos, as long as you're
Now.
playing,
Okay.
you can drink.
Now you're in my clickbait
So-
notes. So let's talk about talk about the way that
Yeah,
the casino
and-
baits you. That's why I asked you, who are the predators?
Yes.
So not only are the predators the people visiting the casinos and things like that, the Jag Boys, but the predator could also be the people
casino.
that own the
Yeah.
casino.
Yeah.
And so with that being said, you're talking about them feeding your
And think
your
about
needs
it.
and
You
your
might
wants.
you might not have a gambling addiction, but I got you in there, and I'm filling you up with
Filling
drinks,
you
and
up.
you feeling good, and your rent money gone, and you don't know where it went.
Not the
Exactly.
rent money.
But
And not only that, you're gambling more than you
yes,
would normally
because you're in
I'm
that.
tossing,
You out of your.
I'm
your
tossing
regular
them
state
to
of
you,
mind.
and you're tossing them back.
So I think that is a pitfall. That is a trap because I've seen people do it. They get to drinking and they get more friendly with their funding and things
Right.
like that, and you losing, and then where are you down? And the casino ain't giving your money back.
Sure ain't.
I drank too much. They was like, well, it is what it is. You should know your limits.
Okay.
And things like that.
Poor
So,
D, she's
yeah.
looking like
No, I'm thinking
I'm
at least
glad
the
I
casino
don't-
will say thank you.
Yeah.
No, they're not. They're not. Well, they actually they do to say thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for your money.
Here, food
Have a
ticket.
great
Come
day.
back tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah. So those are elements, and I'm not saying these are things that are going to help him, but these are all elements of things that can happen.
Yeah.
You know, and only good thing about Fort Wayne is it's a no smoking. But most casinos you go to, it's smoky. I was on a cruise. In my room, I had to go through the casino to get to the dining room from where I was. So I had to go through the casino and walk through to be able. I walked through that casino and it was a cloud. I mean, and I have asthma, so walking through.
Oh, yeah.
But for those cities and states that don't have those smoking ordinances, I mean, you sitting there with all that smoke. And
They
all of
will
that,
probably change it when it comes to the casino. They're going to have different rules, maybe. I think that some of them
Because you
have the smoking.
if you go up to fire keepers, you can't smoke inside.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't
you can't
know.
smoke it.
No, I thought it was smoking areas.
Yeah, I don't
and-
know.
No.
But because I don't smoke, I don't really know about
I
that
was
part.
just
but,
I was just up there last month.
Okay.
You cannot smoke in fire keepers. You have to go
Okay.
outside.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and I know
Well-
some, they have smoking. So there's a lot of different elements,
Right.
that could be bad. But then again,
Okay, so because I want Dee to talk about family and then, go from a personal perspective as far as your thoughts with that. And so, but, one of the things I want to go back to is the baits that the casino put out there. So, Dee, what are you feeling so far about the casino and families and the personal perspective?
For family, I did write some notes down. As long as it stays contained, but if it becomes a stressor for like lost money,
Oh, my
secrecy, David, where was you at till 8:00? I was at my mama's. He was at the casino, right?
goodness. So
But his mama was sitting beside him at the
you,
casino.
you cheating.
Exactly.
Look,
Probably that was a bad idea.
so you're cheating on me with the casino.
Casino and your mama.
Okay.
And then shame, because people are ashamed of
That's right.
especially if it's secret. And
Yes.
then conflict when it comes to budgets and money. Because David, where my car payment at?
Yeah. He lost it after that third martini.
That's right, right. So
And
that
you
was
usually look. I usually get a full tank on Friday. So what's with this half a tank? Okay.
so that was my things
Yes.
for especially about the money flow and then the secrecy and things like that. And people hopefully will be shamed if you got busted. Unless David would be.
Well,
Shame.
and then and when you say that and shame, and then the sneaking and the lying and things like that. So if you have children and now there's conflict in the house, there's an argument going on
Yeah.
between the parents,
Yeah.
etc., mom and dad arguing what they're arguing about, the monies, and so I can see how that can affect now the entire household,
for
the
sure.
children, etc.
And I want to go with Lady D, and I agree with that because with any secrecy, with any addiction, with any habit that causes you to put you in any financial strain or detriment. I mean, like in the casino, we're talking about the casino, but we got to look at the whole picture. What about these lottery players? I know y'all been in a gas station behind a lottery player, and you got to wait 15 minutes for them to run all
Stop
of.
talking about these people playing
you know
lottery.
something, and
when there's so
I'm
many
gonna give
other
y'all-
hidden gambling things that people
They're
do.
not-
I
I'm
just
gonna
want to touch on.
But I
real
just
quick.
want to say sports betting and all that.
Okay,
I'ma tell-
yeah.
I'ma
I'm
tell
ready
y'all a
to
little-
get into that.
It's funny we talking about this casino because now if you go in any of the Legion, American Post Legion,
Oh,
they all got slot machines.
little sneaky
Like the real
slotters.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they have slot machines.
I
So
need to get out more often.
so I mean,
Or not.
I mean, even if we don't get a casino, you got places like that now. I mean, at one point they took all the little slot machines,
The
and
Cherry Masters?
the Cherry Masters
Yeah.
out
Yeah,
out of the bars, and
Cherry Masters.
Yeah, I
are
mean,
those when I hear people talk about pulling tabs or something?
no Cherry
No,
Masters
Cherry
used to be
Masters.
slot machine.
okay.
So I mean,
I
it's
thought it was the pool tabs too.
so I mean, it's here. I mean, it's like literally here. It's a couple places in town right now that you could go that have mini casinos inside.
Well, let me just say this.
What is this, the
Go
underground?
Clarence,
can I-
go,
It's not
Clarence,
under-
you gotta
can I
get
get-
there.
I wanna
in
get-
plain sight.
I want to get
Okay.
in on this one,
Okay.
because I've known for, and I'm not gonna mention it on the air, but if everybody know this one particular, there's been a dice house, a gambling house
Oh,
in
my
Fort
goodness.
Wayne for many,
You
many,
telling on
many,
these
many,
people.
many years.
You gonna do a Cat Williams up here?
No, I ain't telling on nobody. I'm just saying. I'm just
man,
saying.
hold on, bro. I gotta
I'm-
go. I can't be around no snitch.
I'm going. No, I'm going with. I'm going with what he said. That it's already here.
Yeah.
And the problem I see with society is when it's not against what the government or they can't control it, they make it illegal. He was talking about these cherry masters. Those cherry masters were around for eons. When I was in high school, from middle school to high school, you could see people with cherry masters and they would pay out. But all of a sudden they became legal. Now the government are saying we want to put a casino in these areas. So I think it's a governmental benefit. It's with anything like legalizing weed,
Well,
with legalizing
I mean,
alcohol.
Yeah, I was
with,
gonna say I don't think they
all of
would.
that.
I don't think they would say yes to it if there wasn't. But just so that we can get into, because we getting that light, that light flashing at me. We gotta like speed it up a little bit. So I wanted to say only because you mentioned the lottery for those people that stand in judgment of. Maybe I shouldn't say judgment, but in concern to the point where they say no, absolutely no casino because of the gambling aspect. And you're thinking, I'm a Christian. I don't want this place a block from my home, etc. I don't want my family tempted, my husband tempted, and this is temptation right in my face. I just want to say, and you mentioned it as far as the lottery, but all of the other things. So people fail to realize that bingo
Bingo.
is gambling.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's
And-
No,
not.
it's charitable.
It's terrible.
No,
What you talking about?
But you're paying all that
look it
money
up.
to get money,
Listen,
right?
I know what
Is
you
that-
said.
but-
It's charitable. It's
but
charitable.
I
We
just-
gamble for charity.
Right, but I just want to say,
Whatever.
so when you look at it, when you're taking when a risk is involved in those types of things,
Right.
so but also not just that, but just a honest, innocent little raffle that people do,
Right.
or you said the fantasy sports
Right.
betting and things like that, social betting, but even some of the subscriptions we do, and even what's the one that's been sweepstakes. So even the sweepstakes, they actually trying to pass a bill. They have another one out. It's House Bill, I think 1057, and so you have to look into that. So they're trying to make that illegal, and then they have all these other little online games where people can actually win money, but people look at that as a different type of gambling. But
It's
according
entertainment.
to there you go. According to the good book, it you're casting lots and still betting and all of that stuff is happening.
Right,
So, but let's be clear as we get to the close. There's some other things that's really critical and that some people are concerned about, and those things are like property value. Your property value could be at risk. And here's the other thing. We keep saying that, we're straddling, it's good, it's bad. There's a high, there's a low. And there is, because at one point, your property value could go up. But then your property value could go down as crime goes up.
Yeah.
And guess what?
It's possible.
If it's there, then all of the research I have done about casinos, looking at casinos in a whole lot of different areas, Atlantic City, y'all talked about Vegas, Gary, Michigan City. There's a lot of casinos, and when the casino South Bend, when the casinos got there in those particular locations, the crime rate went up.
Wow.
And so not only that, before we leave, this is very important for you to know. So one of the things I was curious about, not just the property value, but I wanted to check on the way people were feeling. Because guess what happens when you go to the casino? Either
They pumping it full of that
Either-
artificial
well,
air.
I'm
You
saying-
feeling good. you
well, no,
getting
I'm
drinks.
saying
It's not even that.
so I'm
It's
saying
just
either
the
you're going to
lights.
win or you're going to lose. And so you always have that chance, right? So while you're in there, the anxiety, what you're feeling. So if we start looking at the psychological effect on your human body that happens when you're in a casino, but this was one of the things that I thought was just so devastating. And this was a statistic from 2019, 2020. It said 40 to 50% of the money that the casino earns and gains for as far as the revenue comes from problem gamblers.
Wow.
But then watch this. So I wanted to look at 25 and 26. So 5 to 10% makes up for 5 to 10% of the people. So a small percentage of the people are problem gamblers,
Right.
but they contribute 75 to 90% of the revenue.
Yeah.
And so it's like when you talk about the predator and who the casino is preying on, then it gets sad. 1 in 5 people attempted. You're talking about 17 to 20%, but 1 out of 5 people attempted suicide in 2025
Due to gambling.
due to gambling.
Yeah.
And all I'm saying is there's so many other things, people, to be concerned about and to look into when it comes to whether or not we should have a casino in our community. So I spoke about transparency. So I straddle the fence on this.
Can
I do. And yes, and I was just going to say, and everybody's going to have a different opinion. And so, Clarence, you had something.
The one thing that I want to ask is, because culturally, and you mentioned all of those things, culturally, things that plague us, they put around us.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'm not for or against a casino because it's not my thing. Could it be beneficial? Yes. Could it be detrimental? Yes. It could be both.
Yes.
But you got to understand with all of it, the lottery, sports betting, all of it, it plays on the impoverished, as you just first of all said. So that gives it another way to, if you want to keep people down as well, you give them another vice.
Yeah, you put a liquor store right
Yes,
next door
yeah,
to them.
yes.
And
A liquor store on every corner in
Right.
our
So-
community.
So you give another vice for it to take away from the impoverished, because I'm selling you a dream. Like I say, you tell me I can spend $5 and win $1 billion. You don't think I'm gonna spend $15 to triple my chances?
Yes, you
but
are.
I only got $20 in my pocket,
Yeah.
and I got a family to feed. But I'm gonna believe that I'm gonna get this $1 billion off this $5.
Wow. I keep my $5.
Me too.
but you know,
But,
but
and
then
that's,
some people.
but you're
I mean,
right,
yeah.
Clarence, and that's what they say, that those people, the people that's, as far as economic, that's struggling the most,
Yes.
having
You
the
selling me a
most
pipe
challenges
dream.
financially, are the ones that are patronizing the most.
But I
and
like how
spending the
he
most
said
money.
selling them a dream.
Yeah.
I like that.
And
That was excellent.
That's why. And that's why
Wow.
when I was talking about the bait,
Yes.
so this is a sad truth. They actually load up the senior citizens on a bus and they take them to the casino
Yeah.
on the 3rd of the
Right.
month. And guess what they have? They got their checks.
They got their check.
And then not only that, but they have it where they have to be there for so many hours. So guess what they're doing?
They spending their check.
They're spending a check. And then the other thing, when I was talking about like baiting, they will bait you. The casinos will send you stuff, invite you to come to the casino, give you slot play, give you a free hotel for the night and a meal, because now they got you. If they can get you in there, then you're going to be there overnight.
And-
so the money you would have spent in an hour or two, now you're there for
Yeah.
8 hours or more because you're staying all night.
And not only that, they have, not only they're taking your money from the games and everything, they got all these other raffles, these other sweepstakes. You can win a car, you can win a cruise. If you got spend
Absolutely.
an extra $10, you get this. Spend an extra $20, you get that. So again, to keep people impoverished, I think, they give you a different vice and a
Yes.
different vice, and everything is connected to, the hope. Yes. And I'm not condemning, because I'm not going to be, hypocritical and say I don't. Yes. If I say, you tell me I can spend $2 and get $1 billion, guess what? I'm going to give you $2.
I'm gonna keep my $2.
I'm gonna give you $2, but I ain't gonna give you $2 after $2 after $2. I'm gonna try it, and I'm that one. I'm the cynical one. I ain't playing until it's in my price range.
Man.
So
See, I'm
Yes.
like you. I'm like you,
See?
Clarence. I mean, I'm not going to sit and just play and play
yeah,
and play and play.
I'm playing
And
when
the-
it's in my price range.
Well, the thing,
My price
We ain't
range
gonna
is
be
zero.
playing nothing if we don't get out of here,
lot
because
of
if they
people
give
don't
me
get
one
it.
more red light,
a lot of people go to the casino and forget things.
Yeah,
Literally forget things. They forget I got a child at home.
Oh, come on.
After
do.
Tripping.
you forget.
Tripping on that.
well, some people
No,
want to
I'm
get
dead
away from
serious.
that.
They forget they got a child at home. They forget they got to pay rent.
right.
They forget they got to eat. They forget they got to put gas in their car. They
It's
forget.
just- those things are not priorities at this
No.
point.
I mean,
Right.
no, because I mean, me personally, I go to the casino. I remember I gotta still pay mortgage. I still got a light bill, gas bill, pay the gas.
That's
because
crazy.
in simple fact, if you just I could just say for me, I'm going with a set amount of money that I know I could lose and
$20.
won't feel nothing.
$20. Anything more than $20.
And after that,
I'm out. That's no lie. That's a God
I'm done.
Nobody
$20
be on
and I'm
there
done.
forgetting your priorities.
I'm 20.
Man, please.
Listen, maybe you just go and get the free drink.
I'm
because
$20 and
I'm
I'm
just
out.
saying.
$20 and I'm out.
So
And I'm
you
done.
sit there. You just sit there with your
No.
$20 spent.
Again, on a cruise. I played one night on a cruise. I had $20. I did not go back in the casino anymore after I lost that $20. On a 7-day cruise, it wasn't like I'm going back. I lost my $20. I'm out. I'm good.
Don't want to go with him. Anyway,
I will.
Hey, Clarence, I'm with you, bro.
so listen,
I'm with you.
listen. This is Neutral Voices in Depth, and as always, we get into this great conversation, and it's always time to go. So we have to be respectful, not just of y'all's time here on the panel, but our viewers as well, listeners, and our team. But as we're exiting, so we have talked about several things. We talked about the jobs aspect and the revenue coming in, our communities and families, the good and the bad, and all of that in between. Also, some of the opportunities may be connected to the casinos. But at the end of the day, it is not about either side being right. Look, for once in our life, it's not about black or white. It's not about the red or the blue. It's about our community in alignment with our community values.
Mm-hmm.
And this is Neutral Voices as we exit. I know y'all thought I was getting ready to exit right then.
Always protect your mind.
I was not, but E snuck it in. That's not what I was going to say. Did y'all go off the air for real? Okay.
What is going on today?
I tricked y'all. Listen, I'm sorry. See, that's what happens when you get in routine. But I had a flip for you. I would like for each of you to leave our people today with a word of encouragement. So whatever that word is, and I'll start with E.
Be peaceful.
Give grace.
Live life. And I say that. I'm going to say this.
It's a word.
Okay.
Did she say word?
No.
She said
not a word,
Okay.
but a word of encouragement.
Well, and I say this because right now you a lot of people are going through a whole lot of stuff, and they're stagnant. You don't let it get you down. Live life. Keep going.
That's right. That's good. And then I'll leave you with this. Policy affects every life, but your choices shape your legacy. Remember your community values always. This is Neutral Voices. E.
No, I can say it. Always protect your mind.
Y'all hilarious tonight.
A podcast
That's great.
by Neutral Voices Media Group. NV and